Ike, why are you getting your eyes examined?
Hi, Andrew. I was at a business meeting last night, and a couple people gave me their cards, and I can't read them.
Can't read it? Let me see one of those.
Sure.
Ike, the problem isn't with your eyes, it's with this card. The type is so small nobody could read it. You don't need glasses. You just need a magnifying glass.
A magnifying glass. You think insurance will cover that? Andrew, our question this week comes from Henry in Manhattan, New York.
The Big Apple.
Yes, sir. And Henry actually sent us along a business card and asked for us to do a business card analysis. And along with that, he sent his question, which is, what makes a good business card?
Well, first of all, thank you and congratulations, Henry, for having the initiative to send along your business card and ask for the help along with your question. As a matter of fact, we run into a lot of people lately, and it's very gratifying because they're coming up to us and they're saying they're working on their action steps or they're working on their program notes and they're finding it very useful, in some cases even very challenging, and they're really enjoying the process. So that's great. We appreciate it.
At a recent networking event, we saw people there with, I'll call them reference notes, some might call them cheat sheets, with 5 for 5 tips that they needed and wanted to remember.
So keep it up, great work, and we're very pleased to see the progress that everybody is making. Now, on to Henry's question.
Great.
Henry, we actually decided to share these tips with everybody because the mistakes we found on your card are very common to business people everywhere. So we thought we'd share them in this video. There's 4 common mistakes that we see often on business cards. The first one is, I don't know what the heck you do. There's a company name, but no explanation, no description, not even a couple of words about what the product or service is that you sell. Now remember, your business card is like a mini billboard. You've got about 3 seconds to communicate to people what you do and where they can contact you. And obviously, if there's a company name, but no description of the product or service, not going to be very effective.
We talked to a client who has a favorite television commercial and claims to have seen it at least a dozen times, but still has no real clue as to what the company actually does.
So you can see this carries through not just to business cards, but to any kind of marketing you do.
Yeah.
Make it clear what you do. The second thing is, I can't read the darn thing. Now maybe I'm getting old, but to me 5 or 6 point type is pretty small. So make sure that any type that's on your business card is at least 7 point or bigger, and make sure that if you're using any effects like drop shadows or beveled edges, that it's not making the type harder to read. It's very important, and one of the reasons that a lot of cards look like this is because business people give their card design to graphic designers, and the first thing graphic designers want to do is create a beautiful card. They think of form over function. So clients of theirs end up with beautiful cards, but cards that aren't very effective. It's just hard to tell what people do. They're hard to read. So make sure that if you're working with a designer or even on your own, you put function first.
Yes, and we saw a card just this week where they had the phone number actually written out with words, 1 O-N-E, 2 T-W-O, and it was very confusing.
Yes, I saw that card. The third thing that you want to keep in mind for your business card analysis is something we talked about just a few weeks ago, in fact, and that is make sure that any logo, any mark, any slogan that's on your business card is not just clever or pretty, but strategic.
Vital.
Remember, everything that's on your card should be communicating in some way your point of strategic difference from your competition. And the fourth thing, and this is something we don't quite see that often, but it's important enough to mention, and that is make sure that if you're using both sides of your card, all information is on at least one side.
Yeah, I happen to use one of those flip card folders where basically all you can see is the front of the card, and when you flip it over you see the front of the cards behind it. You don't see the back of the cards. And we needed to find someone's web address who actually had placed it on the back of a card, and it took a long time to find it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, even when we figured that out, we then had to go in and take the cards out to look at it. Not something you want to be putting prospects or clients through. So make sure on one side is all the relevant information. As a matter of fact, this leads to our action step. What you're going to do this week is a do-it-yourself business card analysis.
Yeah.
So here's what we want you to do. Take out your business card and measure it against this checklist. First, does it say what you do? Second, is the type easy to read? Third, is the logo, mark, slogan strategic? And fourth, is all relevant information on at least one side?
Well, that's a great checklist for this week's action step.
So do those things this week. Henry and everybody out there, check your business card against that checklist. We'll see you next week. My name's Andrew Sokol.
And I'm Ike Krieger. Bye-bye.